Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
It's the 28th day of May. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show right here on RiverBender.com. And yes, as I told you yesterday, I didn't get arrested in Vegas. I'm alive and well, and we got a great 2 hours coming down the pipeline for each and every one of you. Just in a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking to SSP, a really cool part of their Ombudsman Program is going to be a presentation on elder abuse prevention, and we're going to learn all about that event that's coming down the pipeline, which is very important. Then around 9:25, we're going to be talking to Cory Davenport. The Alton Talent Show is coming up, and I'm excited about this. A couple of months ago, Cory reached out to me about potentially hosting the thing. We'll see if we both remember that. And if I'm still the MC of the night, we'll also talk about the event itself, what talents they're looking for. I know Cory is looking for folks that have some unique talents in the area, and then we can showcase those. You could even walk away with some prize money. We're going to get all the details from Cory Davenport and Co. and so much more. Then around 10 o'clock, we're going to be talking to Scott Isringhausen and hearing all about the Two Rivers Family Fishing Fair on June the 8th. You can head out to Grafton for a day filled with fun and educational activities for the entire family to check out. Then at 10:35 today, we are talking with Kevin Botterbush, Chris Logan on June 17th through the 20th, 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. The youth can enjoy a great summer camp at Warren Levis. We'll get all the details on how we can register our children and learn about the fun they're going to be having. But at 9:02, it's 72 degrees. No time for top of the hour news today. We'll take a quick break. SSP joins us next right here on our daily show.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
after. Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you. Our first live interview in a week. I've been out in Vegas, and I didn't get arrested, number one, so that's the win. Number two, I lost all my damn money. So if anyone needs any side work done, any live reads, just go ahead and give me a call. How are we doing today?
Doing great. Good.
So we were talking. This is really cool. This your guys' Ombudsman Program. Did I say that right?
Ombudsman.
Oh man, close. It's all about elder prevention or elder abuse prevention, and it's such an important topic because whether or not it's physical, emotional, financial, there's so many ways that our senior population's at risk. And now, fill me in on all the details. When's this come down the pipeline, and what can we all learn?
So the event is taking place on Friday, May 31st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our Schoolhouse Grill up at SSP.
Mm-hmm.
It is an RSVP event, so anybody can give me a call at 618-465-3298, extension 123, to do their RSVP.
And how many can you take in the room?
We have 100, a max of 100 this time, so we still have quite a few spots available.
Really cool. And now, Leslie, how did this all come about? As I'm fixing Emily's microphone, I'm just coming back, so you know that's going to happen. How did this all come about? How did it develop? And was it pretty easy to get the agencies to kind of jump on board and say, let's talk about this?
Well, Emily did a lot of the footwork for getting all of the agencies put together. So she took care of all of that, and then I had done all the marketing for it. But bringing everybody together and then putting more together, like a panel, instead of just letting people speak individually on topics. That's how we're going to do this one.
I like that because it really should be more of a conversational type of event, because when it's bullet points, and especially, hell, I can't even follow along a bullet point. I lose page 2 after we get to page 3. So to have it where it's free-flowing, where the individual can ask their own questions whenever it kind of comes to their mind, that's a really great thing to have. Now, can sons, daughters, if they're a little bit more, a little bit of mobility issues, can they come and be a part of it and sit through it?
Absolutely. This is open to the public. And, we've shared information, too, with any other institutions or agencies locally who may, like a financial institution, for example, might be someone to spot some of these things happening. And having the information and the tools to know who to call or what to look for is something else we hope to bring. So we've got 5 different agencies that'll be there. So we'll have our SSP Regional Ombudsman there. We'll have Southwestern Illinois Visiting Nurse Association Adult Protective Services there. Land of Lincoln Legal Aid is sending an attorney. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is sending an elderly service officer. And then we've also got an assistant state's attorney from Madison County as well.
Really cool. And it seems like you guys really cover the gauntlet on it.
Yes, yeah.
Well, and what can we ask there? I mean, is there any type of FAQs that are kind of getting, sent your guys' way that you can tackle here?
Great question. So we're going to structure this so that we've got about 5 or 6 questions that we're going to cycle through with each of the panelists so they can talk about the basics. So who are they receiving possible reports from? Are they receiving reports from the public? Who should the public go to out of these agencies to report something? Or are they receiving it from law enforcement? We want to drill down to what is each agency's role in investigating or identifying elder abuse, so that way those in attendance know if something is happening, if I'm spotting something, this is who I call.
Right.
This is who I need to talk to, and they feel empowered in that way. We also want to talk about what's the organization or the agency's role in investigating this. So what does it look like? What information are they going to try to gather? What information does someone from the public, a financial institution, another agency need to have ready? And then what types of elder abuse are we seeing most often right now? A lot of scams are happening, and a lot of various different things. There can be things among families. There can be things, like a public individual to an elder. So what are they seeing most often right now, and what is topical for them to educate the community on?
Well, it's kind of wild because my grandma's gotten a phone call the last 3 months almost every week about their grandson being in jail. And I don't know if people watch the show and just kind of assume there's a good chance, but I mean, it happens, and they're wanting gift cards and everything for the sheriff's office to get me out of jail, and it's terrible. And now, what are some of the things that you guys experience at SSP that maybe you see and you report that don't seem right? And I'm sure it doesn't happen very often, but when it does arise, I know that you guys are always looking out and making sure that you're calling who you need to call.
Yeah, well, I would say our ombudsman team deals with this most frequently. So they go into different facilities, living facilities for older adults, and will investigate any reports from the resident. They act as residents' rights advocates. So anything they potentially would see, they have a reporting system that they go through. And, they've sent over some statistics that approximately 1 in 10 Americans age 60 plus have experienced some form of elder abuse.
That's insane. I mean, that's a huge number of the population. And, when I think's really sad, too, is that folks think sometimes it happens to individuals that don't necessarily have family around them. They're just in the senior living facility, you name it, and they're just by themselves. But that's not the case either. And it's good to have this panel to really go through all the ins and outs of what that could look like, maybe some type of a misconceiving or some, words being thrown in from a family member that wants a little bit extra, cash or you name it.
Right.
It's all there. And now, going forward, are you guys planning on doing more of these if they're well attended? Because this is a great idea.
Yeah. So this was actually something the Ombudsman team came to us for, and they said, hey, we want to put on this
That's
event.
cool.
How can we make this happen? And so we've been working really closely with the regional ombudsman, Tracy, to put this together. And so I believe we're going to try to do one in St. Clair County as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we also work with AARP Illinois to put on some other things. We have a fraud event, kind of a fraud panel coming in June, and then we'll have something on wills and powers of attorney later this year. So we're always evaluating these topics. Fraud and elder abuse are very big issues. They're very prevalent, and they're ever changing. So having updates on them annually is something we try to do.
And now, for folks that maybe have some hearing issues, is there going to be some material that's written down on some paper for them to take home with them and have?
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
I think the agencies are all bringing whatever educational, information they have, and that will be available to distribute.
That's really cool. And, Leslie, whenever you're, coordinating this or you're reaching out, I'm sure everyone on the team was, all hands on deck like always. But what do you look for in your community partners, too, in your position in marketing? Because, everyone thinks marketing just slapping a dollar amount on an ad, or on a billboard, and that's not the case. It's community partnerships and really reaching out. And whenever you're looking for those, what are some of the qualifying factors that you look for in those agencies?
Well, we're looking for people who have been around, kind of know what they're talking about, who do have reach in the community on a constant basis.
Who align with our mission. We're all serving, I think all of our goal, all of these agencies as well, may not be honed in specifically on older adults, although many of them are. But our goal is to make sure that we're just making the community a better, safer place, and that our SSP's goal is to keep older adults living in their homes and independently as long and safely as possible. And these pieces, these agencies, all play a big part in that I mentioned earlier. And that's kind of what we look for in partners too, or what can we do to work with other people who are already doing something that go right alongside what we're doing.
Right, because why reinvent the wheel if it's already there, and get more done together. Well, do you guys have a moment to stick around? I just got to take a quick break. Sorry, I'm getting back into town. I got to pay bills again. Hey, Denise Sparks is going above and beyond for the elder population, too. And it's because, I don't know if you guys know this, they have valet trash service. So if you have a mobility issue, maybe you don't want to leave your house because you want that freedom, call Denise Sparks. They'll go inside your house, pick up the trash for you, take it out to the trash can, and then take it to the trash dump for you. All then and there. And you see those purple, yellow trash cans, guys, they're popping all up. They're like bunny rabbits, they just multiply. And now you can be a part of it, too. If you're in the city of Alton, a little bit of a different story, but hopefully that'll change soon. But if you're in Godfrey, Morrow, Bethalto, Brighton, you name it, around the community, around the Riverbend, give her a call and go to sparksjunkremoval.net, fill out the form, and be part of the Queen of Junks Army. And, well, reclaim your space today.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sorry, can't talk about that. 917, welcome back. We are learning all about, again, this really cool elder abuse prevention program that's coming down the pipeline in just a few short days. And Leslie, if you could, break down this event for us all.
So this is going to be happening at Senior Services Plus here in Alton on Friday, May 31st. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our Schoolhouse Grill.
Really cool. And now, what's for lunch? Because that's a pretty big deal.
Very important. Yes, our team is putting together a shredded chicken with gravy, green beans, mashed potatoes, roll, dessert, of course, because that's the most important part, right? And coffee, tea, and pink lemonade.
I like the pink lemonade edition. There
right.
you go, throwing all that out. Well, and in all seriousness, though, there's a lot of ways that the relatives, even somebody that's a little bit younger can spot some signs that maybe things aren't all too well. And Emily, what are some tips and maybe just some things to notice and look out for when it comes to our older population?
Yeah, and that's something, too, each of these agencies is going to be talking about from their agency perspective, what people should be looking for. One thing you want to do is just to make sure that, especially with financial abuse, that to prevent that, you request to continue to receive monthly bank statements, credit card statements. You want to keep track of how your funds are being utilized, report any expenses. Being well known or well acquainted with your financial institution is a great opportunity, and we have so many local ones here that I know have many caring bankers there and staff who are willing to have those conversations with you and go over your statements. That it's really in this area, it's a great opportunity to use that.
Well, and too, I think sometimes when we think elder abuse, we think, someone that's 85 or 95 plus, that's in the nursing home, but it can happen to anybody, regardless of where they're at in their, seniority too, right. and in their older adult lives. And, whether or not it's at 65 and that beautiful girl's emailing you and, just needs some money to come see you, those are things we got to tackle too, I'm sure.
Yes. Well, and unfortunately, in most, 60% of elder abuse and neglect incidents, the perpetrator is a family member.
Isn't that just brutal.
Yeah, 2/3 of the perpetrators are adult children and spouses.
Yep.
So
No doubt
just
about
because
it.
you think they're close to you doesn't necessarily mean they're doing what's best for you
Well,
either.
And I'm sure too, it might start off, and I'm not saying all those cases, but it might start off really non-suspicious, where they might just need a little bit of some help until the next pay period or something. But then all of a sudden the water starts flowing, and you don't want to turn the tap off, and then you have a huge problem on your hands. And for relatives too, and for daughters and sons, granddaughters, you name it, it's great for everyone to kind of be a part of that and maybe learn some tips for if they're, mom, dad, grandma gets older. How do we tackle that as a family and maybe not have just one person in charge of finances? Maybe we leave it, a little bit more open where we can all see what's going on, so there's no questions asked, and we have, end of life taken care of and all of that. Very important things with trust. And this is a good way to start just getting some information across the board locally, too.
Absolutely.
Win, Emily. Win, Leslie. I'm liking this. We're winning today here. And, going into just a couple of more questions when it comes to elder abuse. When you guys are looking at this this forum, how are the questions going to be answered? And is it going to be in a way to where, it's really broken down to the nearest T into the period, or is it going to be a lot of generalizing, because a lot of it, I'm sure, has to deal with individual experiences and that gray area of what that looks like? Right.
So our goal is going to be we have about 5 or 6 questions that we have picked out to ask each panelist. We'll go one question at a time, run through all 4 or 5 panelists, ask them the same question, so that way you can get at least an idea. Maybe it's a summary of how they either interact or what kind of, how they work in the process, where they are in that process of receiving a complaint or investigating a complaint potentially. And you're right, it is very individualized, but I think that they all have established processes.
Right.
And I think that's going to be the goal, is to at least have everybody in attendance know, if I see this, I go here. If I notice this, or if I have a question about, is this okay, I can call this person.
Right.
So then they have those tools. They might not know exactly what's going to happen next, but our goal is to give them the tools to know who to talk to and a broad idea of what that might look like.
Well, and too, Emily, I mean, and Leslie both, a lot of seniors that don't live in a community, or they still live at home, a lot of those neighborhoods are older neighborhoods, and maybe they're just going to see if they can help something for their neighbor. Maybe they're out in the yard and keep seeing one person keep knocking on that door each and every day and go, something's up here, let's talk about it. It could help maybe their friends, their neighbors, or even themselves down the road.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, Leslie, getting back to this program, and I know there's more coming down the pipeline, how can folks reach out? And I know they have to RSVP through you anyway, but just, going forward, can they give you a phone call and say, hey, Leslie, I don't know where to go. I know you guys have these panels. Here's some of the problems I'm facing. Is that ever okay to do?
Oh, yes. Anybody can reach out to Senior Services Plus anytime that they need to. We've got multiple teams there that can help with various situations, and we've got 14 programs and services that we offer. But all they would need to do is put in a phone call to us, our main number, which is 465-3298. They can discuss that with the person who's up at the front desk, and they can put them through to our Ombudsman Program, or any of the other services that they might need help with.
Really cool. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about?
I don't think so.
We're rocking and rolling at 9:23. Here we go. We'll have more for a write-up that links everything, so that way you can register your parents or yourselves and make sure you're a part of it and keep learning. But, I'm always learning at Hainer Library. They're a great partner for us and a great partner for the community. And I like so I got to be honest with you. I got a library card a couple of months ago. Guess who has not walked into the office that's less than 500 feet from this building pick up their library card? Don't be me. It's still there. I can go pick it up at any time. But if you get your library card, you guys know about the Library of Things?
Yes.
So I think, isn't that great if you have a son, daughter, granddaughter, especially if you have a science project or their TI-84 breaks with 2 weeks left of school, rent it, check it out, and then you bring it back and you're taken care of. Plus, with your library card, ad-free, for-free streaming movies with Biblio Plus, the Consumer Resource Guide, you name it. I can go on and on and on, but I got a show to do. So go to HainerLibrary.org to find out all that information, put your address in, and get your library card today.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible
Can I tell you a story before we start this show?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is the story we're going to talk about the talent.
A giant man, wow. I could Hulkamania right out of this thing. Dang.
Looking dapper today, though, I do say myself.
I did polish my head for this. This is a head polishing day.
Thank you.
So I was in Cincinnati with my old editor who used to work at the Telegraph, and I was hanging out on their bridge. Forgot what it's called, but the guy who made the Brooklyn Bridge made this bridge.
Uh-huh.
And this man who I don't know if he had a home or not, God bless him, he rolled up on a bicycle completely covered in LED lights, and he had a boombox on the back playing Mr. Blue Sky.
I love it.
And I looked at him, and he looked at me. He's wearing one of those tall Cat in the Hat Dr. Seuss hats, right? And he rolls up, and he's like, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Alton." And I didn't say Illinois, mind you. I'm in the middle of Kentucky and Ohio on the Ohio River in the middle of a bridge. And he just goes, "Where you're from, the sun's still shining," and then just kept biking past me. And I had a lot of questions, because he was right. I was in the Eastern time zone. The sun was still shining over Alton probably, and it was setting in Cincinnati. And how did this man know which Alton I was talking about and where it was? Like, he just knew.
That's
playing Mr. Blue Sky, just having himself a day.
You might have ran into the Mr. Blue Sky.
I hope so. I mean, I have the kind of life where I feel like I've ran into a lot of people who've inspired hit 70s songs. I just never realized it.
You know what? I bet you're right. I always tell people I wrote the song just 30 years too late.
Which reminds me, I feel like we might see the pop stars of tomorrow at this talent show.
So how did this come about? Seriously, because I know stuff happens.
Do you want the real answer?
I do
or do you want like the radio-friendly answer?
No, we don't have the FCC.
Oh,
I should have probably said that a little.
Let me be and let me be me.
We're all online.
Okay, so I was hanging out in my old school Crown Vic, just cruising the River Road, and I got a replacement CD stuck in there. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're an 80s band, cold weather punk. They're from like Minneapolis. Anyway, they have this song called Talent Show, and I start bopping it. I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good bop. And I thought to myself, why don't we have a talent show? And then I went home and I watched Superstar with my fiance, and I said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a talent show? And she said, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to pull $500 out of our account. And she's like, no, you're not. And I said, watch me do it. So I said, I'm going to pull $500 out of our account, and I'm going to set up a lawn chair in the front yard or our community garden, and I'm going to let whoever just come out and do tricks until I declare a winner. And she said, hey, Cory, that's insane. You shouldn't do stuff like that anymore. You're 35. And I said, don't tell me what I can do. So I brought it up to this man named Dathan, who works for Jacoby, and he was way more disciplined than I am. And he said, hey, this would be a really cool event. Why don't we, try to put something together that's maybe not just you hanging out in a lawn chair clapping while people do tricks at you. And I said, all right, can I still give somebody $500? And he said, if you insist, dude, if you really want to just give somebody $500 for doing tricks, you can do it all day. And I said, all right, that's what I'm going to do now. So June 22nd is the date. And after I talked to Dathan, I talked to Kylie at Milton. And I thought to myself, hey, man, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. And for $500, people are going to do some crazy stuff. I mean, we might have a lot of people.
Right.
So we need to do auditions. So I thought to myself, maybe I'll do auditions on Sunday, auditions on Saturday, do the show on Sunday. No, we're doing it on all the same day. And it's going to be like American Idol style. You show up at Milton between noon and 5 for a great vendor fair, by the way. All handmade items.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm going out of my way to find people who make stuff around here because a lot of my friends are like, hey, I have a talent, but I can't perform it. And I was like, can you sell it though? And they said, yeah, no, check it out. So we're having a vendor fair in Milton all day, and you can watch people audition, and they're opening the bar. I mean, it's not going to be an open bar. It's not going to be free drinks.
It's not on Cory's tab.
Let's be reasonable. I'm already forking up $500, man.
The beer's on you, you know?
Yeah, the beer, the wine, the spirits, whatever you need to perform your talent in front of me, a couple of judges who I'm keeping secret till the big day so they can't be influenced.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, somebody's got to be impartial in this whole thing because I am so easily swayed. That's the problem. You show up and you're like, hey, Mr. Cory, 35-year-old man, I found this Pikachu toy. You want it? And I'll be like, oh, damn dog.
You know what mine would be? Just hearing one story of the person. You know, like, why are you up here? Well, you know, my dog died. You win.
Oh, man, your dog
Automatic
died?
win.
I love dogs. Why is it dead? Well, I killed it. Well, that's terrible. I should have let you finish the story.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the problem with
point.
me. I would be like, oh, man, your grandma died and you're still here? All right, well, you're going to win for me, Ma, you know?
Yeah.
And then I started talking about it on Facebook, which is always my first mistake in everything I've ever done in my entire life.
Yeah.
But then Kendra from Gumbo to Go said, hey, the winner gets free gumbo for a year. So whoever wins the talent show gets to roll up to Gumbo to Go, get themselves free gumbo every day for a year. And apparently that's like over $1,000 value.
It's valuable. It's literally priceless, Cory. That gumbo was fantastic.
I'm very aware of how good Gumbo to Go is. And I'm just imagining like some cool upstart skate trick guy pops up and he's like, hey girl, what up? We're gonna roll by Gumbo to Go. Check this out. Like, how impressed would you be if he's just like, hey, it's me, and then just free gumbo? You just get a free gumbo.
That's a good
every
point.
day. Like, that's cool.
You imagine being on a first date and you just go into Gumbo to Go and here's your free gumbo, and
it's
all of
like,
a sudden,
hey, it's me, and they're like, gumbo on the house, dog. How'd you get the gumbo? Same way I got the $500, girl. Actually, now it's up to $800.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it might only be $700.
Yeah.
Let me think in my brain before I make crazy outlandish promises.
We're calculating.
Because I know Luciana's. They gave me $100 and a $50 gift card to Luciana's
That's
for
cool.
the winner.
Yeah,
it's insane.
They're
That's
wonderful.
Amazing.
They're
some of the
on
best
West Delmar now.
They
aren't
are. They are in Godfrey now. I've been to their new place. I show up on Saturday morning dressed in my cargo khakis and my dirty shirt, and I eat like 4 espresso tarts, and then I just go on about my day like some sort of cryptid.
It seems like it worked out well for him taking the trip down to because that place is full, dude. I don't know.
I miss seeing it though after the farmer's market. Like I'd go to the farmer's market, I'd loop around to Luciana's, get my breakfast needs, go home, cook up the bacon I got at the farmer's market, and take a nap for like the next 6 hours.
There's nothing better than Christmas, too, when they tell you how great your pies are or how great your desserts are. And you're like, man, I slaved over that oven for hours, and all you did was go call Luciana's, you know?
Exactly. And then Grand Paisla Body Art is throwing in another $100, and then we have like a $350 like solo shoot package from why did it just slip my mind? I know it's Paula Jameson.
Yeah.
And I know it's her like studio that does shooting. Is it Lady Luck? I believe it's Lady Luck.
I'm pretty sure. Paula's a great person.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
The things she's done for Grafton.
Wonderful.
Incredible. They are so lucky to have her.
And you know what I think's cool? We talked about a month or two ago before the grand opening, and during it was when they had to reschedule. And everything.
Yeah.
But just talking to her, man, I mean, she really lives and breathes that community, and it's cool to see that, you know, someone younger is taking the reins and is kicking ass.
Absolutely. She's fantastic. I love everything she's done for Grafton. And then I have local astrologers and sorceresses.
That's cool. I like
Yeah,
this.
I got my friend Aaron, who's offering an astrology reading for a year. And then Leah Galbraith, I don't know if you know her. She's very popular among the mysticism. She's offering one of those, a Reiki session or a past life regression. Like, if you think you were someone cool in a past life, she's going to tell you. I would pick that one of the three. I'd be I would win the talent show just to find out what I did.
You see, I would, but Corey, I do all that work. You know, I'd learn a talent, and I found out I was like the janitor of some ship somewhere. You know, I wasn't anyone cool.
But that's pretty cool.
I guess you're right. That's how you look at it. You know, did I tell you I was in Vegas this last weekend? And I heard. Well, I was sitting there, and it made me think about this. And I thought, you know, I'm seeing Wayne Newton, okay, and here's this person that's just sitting here at the desk. And I'm thinking, I want that job. Imagine all the times you get like a Wayne Newton or any of those stars coming in. No one pays attention to you because you're scanning their ticket, but you probably had the best conversations of your life for 3 months, you know? Probably like being a janitor on a ship.
Exactly. I mean, I've worn a lot of hats, some even in this building.
Yeah.
But I will say that the coolest jobs I've ever had are the ones that no one knows I actually did.
Yeah.
I would just hang out. It's great. You get to a certain point where you're just chilling.
Well, in all seriousness, Corey, you're doing some really fun stuff, and it's what I think's cool though, man. You know, I mean,
what the hell do you mean by I'm doing? Do you know what my day looks like?
Well, no, not really.
I don't either.
What I mean though is like when I look on Facebook, it's like the community gardens. It's events.
I do have a community garden, but do you know the dark backstory behind my community garden?
I do not.
I'm not supposed to tell anyone about it. Apparently, you might have my fiance on here to talk about.
She will be on next Wednesday at 10:10.
Oh, next Wednesday?
10:10.
Oh, good. She's so nervous. She is one of the spearheads behind the Hainer Seed Library, and one of the reasons is because 2 years ago, we had a house 2 doors down, burned down, and it killed our neighbor. It was really horrifying.
Oh, my God.
And so I saw that they filled it in. They, like, covered it all up, and I was thinking to myself, nobody on our street has a yard. We don't have a yard. Neighbors don't have a yard. Nobody's got a yard. But all of a sudden, there's this flat space, and I thought to myself, I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to make the whole neighborhood have a yard. So I bought it. And the first year, we had no idea how to garden. I thought I knew how to garden. And I was like, hey, check out our community garden, everybody. And we had a bunch of cool purple peppers, 5 different kinds of basil, and a lot of tomatoes. It was pretty neat, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So this year, we've like doubled up on the beds. We've got a whole mint pool. We have native plants we bought. We have tomatoes and peppers and watermelons and cucumbers. We have potatoes this year. We've got onions. We've got tarragon out the wazoo. We have a persimmon tree on its 2nd year.
God dang.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're doing really good stuff.
Good
she
for you.
stripped down a box spring to have cucumbers climb it as a trellis. And we had a porch glider destroyed by carpenter bees. So we've put that out as another trellis for peas and beans. So we're learning as we go, and we used an abandoned lot that unfortunately our neighbor perished on, and we're trying to we let her rose bushes keep growing too, and they're doing really good this year. So in a way, it's giving our neighborhood a yard, but it's also like paying tribute to somebody. Like, we want the place where she lived to be memorialized with something beautiful.
Well, I think it's wonderful because we've seen what happens with, lots like that in Alton, and they sit there for years, they become abandoned, and all these problems happen with them, and to take it and use it for good. I mean, that's wonderful, man. That's a great thing.
I would love to feed our neighbors. I just have to grow enough food to do it. That's crazy because we have a fat groundhog, and he's crazy. I mean, there's like 4 of them now, and I used to like watching him just eat apples, just chill out and eat an apple. And then our other neighbor has chickens, so we have a whole egg trade going on, and it's in the middle of Alton. I'm like, I'm gonna get 6 dozen eggs from our neighbors with 30 chickens. And I'm just growing this urban farm. It's great.
That's wonderful. Well, and that's what I mean, because I love it. I mean, there's a lot of craziness that goes on with growing stuff and getting all that done. But everything you're doing right now is just passion projects that are doing good stuff.
You would think so. I mean, I have like a real job, kind of.
Right.
I mean, I work for title companies doing research for properties. I do sideline marketing. I do clandestine stuff nobody can know about. It's great.
That's awesome.
I'm up to, at any given moment, I'm up to like 4 different projects, and I'm getting paid for 2 of them. Yeah, it's kind of neat.
That's
and
actually
then
really cool.
I drive around a stupid old car. That's my other passion project. I bought myself an 89 Vic the same year as me.
Nice.
And it's just an old 2-tone Ford. I cruise it up the river road about 3 times a week, and that's about all I do, man. I hang out in the basement. I'm playing like my 50th campaign of Mass Effect.
That's a great game. You can play a million of those campaigns.
I'm a huge Garrus stan. But back to the talent show.
Yeah, talent show.
We're on these tangents, and I love them.
Sorry, talent show is June the 22nd.
June the 22nd, and it's going to be crazy. The prize package is nuts. What I need, though, I need talent. I need people to show up and audition and perform. I have a few people who are professionals. I've got John Johnson, an acclaimed magician. I've got super fun Rocket Ship opening the gala that night.
They sound fun.
Oh, have you ever seen?
I have not.
Okay, so one time this dude played my 19th birthday party. He's been in the game for that long.
Holy crap.
Doing the craziest stuff. And he pulled gum out of my mouth, put it in his mouth, spit it in another person's mouth while wearing bicycle shorts that were at least a foot above his kneecap. Like this man, and he's taller than me. I'm a tall man. I'm like 6'3", 6'4", and he's about your build, but like 6'12". Oh. He's more like 6'6", 6'7", and his name's also Cory.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a good time. I love seeing him do stuff. And then Gumbo to Go is catering the gala.
You can't ask for more.
And we're going to do a proclamation at like 6:30 or 5:30 to 6 about who won that day. So if you perform an audition, you have to leave your evening open.
You do. You can't just go into Sunday thinking it ain't going to happen.
No, it's Saturday night.
Oh, sorry, Saturday.
I was originally going to do a 2-day thing, but then I thought to myself, no, let's just do it all in one big day.
Well, I like it. It becomes more fun that way because you're getting in the car, you're going to the next stop, and you keep moving down the ladder.
And in the middle of it, you can go to the powerboat races, and if you don't win, if you don't get called up, you can go to, Mississippi River Festival because that's going on the same night, and Fastball's playing, dude.
That'd be fun.
That's the one thing I hate about the talent show is I don't get to go see Fastball, but I might pop up at the after party. I told Nick I might do that because we've been talking. We're trying to like cross promote, so I don't know. You might see some stuff from both of us helping out the other one. We want to make it a great weekend to come to Alton because Alton events should not compete with each other for any reason. They should just a celebration of this weird ass river city.
So thank you for saying that because I manage the calendar upstairs and it gets so frustrating because it's like, you put the events in, it's like, why don't you just make a few phone calls, folks, and you would have an 85 of the same event on a Saturday.
Exactly. And
right.
I think we got different things going on. Like you can go see really cool bands, you can go see a crazy talent show, and there is one thing about the talent show, and I don't know if I've made this official or anything yet. I know you can buy tickets online right now. There's a QR code on the flyer, and we just posted an event on Facebook. Look for Alton's Talent Show on the face page, and you will find it. And you can message me on there. I'm one of the hosts. I'm Cory Sellers on the face page. Or you can email Dathan, DATHAN7 @gmail.com. We're working on all the event stuff. Johanna, also from the library.
Really cool.
Designed the flyer. It's really cool retro stuff.
It is. I love it.
Yeah, she's it's great because she is one of the coolest people in this whole city, and I don't think anyone well, they might know it. If you know her, you know it. But like her design choices, her style, just whenever I found out she was on board with this, I was like, oh, cool. There's someone cool and trendy and neat that can rein me in.
Well, you needed someone that matches the aesthetic of the event too and the vibe. You don't want someone that's just coming in to put a poster together.
No.
You made a great choice on. You got a moment to stick around?
Of course, yeah. You can have me as long as you want me, man. You can talk to me about anything.
Perfect. We're going to talk more about the Alton Talent Show here in a couple of minutes, but let me fill you in on one of our supporters of the show. On the 8th of June.
Oh, dang.
I will be at Village Dispensary doing a live show, and we're going to have some fun for their grand opening. But
a lot of my old coworkers work there.
Yeah, see, we're over with the good half, is what I call the group over there. Village Dispensary, if you're looking to channel your inner Snoop Dogg, you got to swing on by Village Dispo for the best cannabis around. Friendly staff getting you in and out faster than you can say Cory, D-O-double-G. Whether you're after vapes, flowers, topical tinctures, edibles, concentrates, or accessories, let me fill you in on the Aero Pro, the best vape you can get. They got a stash to make you smile. Locally owned, community rooted, and union built. Village Dispensary believes everyone deserves quality cannabis. Check out villagedispo.com for their selection, and don't forget to tell them CJ sent you over their way. That's Village Dispo, villagedispo.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. The time is 9:48. A little bit of changes. We were talking all about the Alton Talent Show. So let me give you the details here. I'm pulling up the flyer now. All right, cool. Isn't that good? We need that.
We need a good flyer poll.
It keeps us reined in here.
Yep.
Starting at 11 a.m. at Milton Schoolhouse. This is the free portion of the show for the audience.
Everybody can show up to this. There will probably be some music in the background. There will be some vendors. And let's hope there's auditions. There's not a lot of people hitting me up telling me they want to do talent.
That's where you come in, and we're going to get to that in a second. This has live auditions. Cory said it. Vendors, silent auction, and open house till 5. Then at 6 p.m., you are boogieing all the way down to Jacoby Art Center, about a mile and a half down the road.
Yeah.
And you're going to be experiencing dinner by Gumbo to Go. Super fun, yeah, rocket ship. And then the talent show finale. And now, are you doing how does that break down for the finale portion? Do you know yet?
Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have the top 3 to 5 performers that day, depending on how many we have and how good the acts are and how long they take. We're going to have them show up at the gala, and we're going to do another judges panel that really takes into account crowd reaction.
Okay.
Like, I want to see how they can work a crowd with their talent. So
that is a big thing, seriously.
Yeah. And I've got some people looking over in St. Louis, too. Like, there's somebody who is talking to the skate laborious people who might want to do a few indoor skate tricks. I don't even know if it's allowed yet. I haven't asked.
Don't call the insurance.
No, I'll be like, hey, can this guy juggle some flaming chainsaws on a skateboard? And they'll probably say no. So let's just see what happens.
It's better to ask for forgiveness.
Sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, we're gonna see what comes out of the woodwork. There's a lot of singers who have hit me up. That's really cool. A lot of people who do instrumentations. Like, those are great.
But let's talk real though, Corey. If someone doesn't have a singing or a talent or a dancing talent, there's still a lot of talents out there that you want to see. And it's not a traditional talent show too. So if you think all I got to do is sing and dance, hell no, bring it out and show it,
One time whenever I was living in a Cadillac in high school, I was kicking myself in the head for sandwich money. So I know talent comes in many forms.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I was living in a Cadillac. I forgot what make it was, but I had one of them North Star engines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Marquette, so I was hanging out in the parking lot of the Salvation Army area.
My cousin went to school with you. He taught Justin Rigdon.
Oh, yeah. You could ask him about it. He'll be like, yeah, no, that dude was crazy. I remember that time he lived in a Cadillac.
Are you
I am not shitting you, man.
That is incredible. But you're right, though. And so, I mean, even if you have a talent, it's a chance to win $700
yeah,
at
look
least.
at me. I'm huge. I was kicking myself in the head.
And that's a chance to win $7. I mean, I think it's just fun because, and I say this all the time jokingly, but I'll be out at the bar, man, or just out at an event, and there's some different people that do some cool stuff, and it's not, it's not mainstream, but it's enough to make me stop and watch for a couple of minutes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, there's so many different things people could do, too. I want to see drag performers, too.
Yeah,
we have a huge drag scene in Alton.
For sure.
And I have seen, I was part of the Miss Bubbies and Sissies judging panel. That's another one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, Because I was like, oh, this is fun. I like doing this. And I didn't think I'd be good at judging a drag show, but it turned out I wasn't bad. I had an agreement. All the other judges and I, we seemed to agree on everything. And then they were also drag queens. So at the end of the night, they asked me to perform something. And keep in mind, man, throughout the night, they were just handing me tequila sunrises.
Oh, that's bad. That's happened to me before.
So I, again, pulled out an old favorite. I said, hey, I can kick myself in the head standing up, or I can do a clap push-up. They made me do 3 clap push-ups.
Oh, man.
It was fun, though. I ripped my pants.
Mine was lip-singing on stage at the Bottle and Barrel before it closed. And
I remember that. I remember you doing that.
Oh, God.
You're forgetting how we met.
I know. We're going up there. All right, so...
You're welcome to try that at the talent show.
No,
I would love that. I was very entertained.
You know what's funny, man? People go, CJ, how are you so beat? Are you on something? I go, man, if you would have seen me 7 years ago, I am so calm, it's scary. At 8 p.m., that is the finale. So is this head-to-head, or are there going to be 4 or 5? How are you thinking?
What do you mean?
At 8 p.m., Jacoby Arts
we're going to start rolling them out.
Oh, okay.
And then, each person will have, 10 to 15 minutes to perform.
Yeah.
The crowd will react accordingly. And I don't know what Jacoby's capacity is, but I think we're going to sell out on tickets. I'm very, very confident in that because the amount of people who want to watch it. There's no end of people who want to watch
I'm
this.
telling you what, when you put that out there the first time and
it was
months
crazy.
ago, it was crazy.
It went nuts.
I expected
My
10
Facebook
people.
reach has been insane. I mean, there's so many reasons.
Oh, that's true.
Reasons we can't talk about yet.
Yeah,
give it a few weeks.
Stay
I'm sure
tuned.
we'll see some news. But anyway,
very fun Friday morning though when I experienced. Getting to the talent show.
Yeah, so the talent show is it's going to be great. It's going to be one of the cooler things Alton does. I wish I could take more credit for it. But it really, honestly, if you just let me to my own devices, it would have ended with me in a lawn chair watching people do tricks in my garden.
That still would have been fun.
It would have been a hoot.
Not as cool.
And it would not have been as cool. So, huge thanks to Kylie and Johanna and Dathan for really actually making this happen. Like, this is them.
Well, and exactly, man, because it's one thing just to say, yeah, go do it, but it's another thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm an ideas guy. Gabagoo.
Same here. I told them that upstairs. I'm like, after the idea, it's your guys' job. I mean, I just
can't
throw
do
it out.
things. I'm completely content with like an outdoor chair and watching people do tricks. Like, they brought the substance, man. And then the community shows up and they're like, I like this. I'm going to throw some stuff at it. And I think there's a gift card for Radcliffe's Rad Thrifts. There's a new one for the Sprout
She's
Shop.
doing well up at the
Honeybee Vintage. Yeah, I went up there the other day. It was nuts. I got some flavored syrups.
That's a cool store.
It is. Alton needs more stuff like that, but also Alton needs... You know what Alton needs is like a whole ass show we could go into for like 12 hours, and it's got a PowerPoint and like 1,200 people that are just pointing at things being like, Alton needs more Indian food. And they'd be right. Alton does need more Indian food.
Well, and you know, that is a good point. Have you been up to House of Bourbon in Edwardsville?
I have not, but I have been to Tajinin Cuisine in Edwardsville.
So that's not bad. House of Bourbon, though, go for lunch. I'm telling you what, you'll thank me later. Bernard, who owns it, invited me up last year for Father's Day for a 5-course meal with a wine pairing.
What?
Just told me to go and try it out. I'm telling you what, they have an executive chef and everything. It is to die for up there.
Oh, that's incredible.
So,
see, like, we need more cool stuff, man. And I think a talent show is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I don't know. I like the idea of Alton just trying to see what sticks, like throwing some noodles on the wall.
That's how the show started, man. It was pretty rough until we
now
figured
look
it
at
out.
you. You're basically the voice of Alton.
We're getting there. And we're having fun. That's all that matters. Because we talk to, you know what I think's funny? People always go, man, CG, you have a great show. It's like, not my show. I just talk to people. I'm just here for the ride. It's all your guys' stories. You guys are on display June the 22nd. It starts at 11 a.m. at Milton Schoolhouse. You have to reach out to Corey Sellers on Facebook, or just go on the event page, reach out that way.
Yeah, it's Alton's Talent Show's the event. Check it out. Go tell everyone that you're going. Tell all your friends. And once you arrive, do something cool.
Exactly. Tell your friends' dogs. Tell the neighbors' dogs. Bring them all.
Dog tricks. Now, that's something I didn't think about. Dude, that's crazy. It's a whole game changer.
You know what's
Can
funny?
your dog say, like, words? Can you make a dog say curses?
So I think I called a liar out, too.
Yeah?
Have you seen those Facebook shorts of, like, the dog that hits the button and talks?
Yes.
Okay, it's a golden retriever, the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I reached out. I said, I'd love to interview your dog. They said yes. And then all of a sudden they said, oh, wait, no, we're sick and this happened. So I think there's some tomfoolery happening with that talking dog.
See, I don't believe any animal that's that smart unless it's a monkey that keeps to itself.
Have you ever seen a pig, though, man? Those pigs are pretty...
No, pigs are super smart, but like...
Monkeys are a little scary.
Have you seen that documentary about the woman that gave the dolphin acid?
No.
Oh, dude, they flooded out the whole basement of a house and they gave a dolphin acid and tried to teach it human language.
Oh, man. How'd that go?
You said this is an FCC covered, right?
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
watch it.
She engaged in some...
Oh, watch it for yourself on May the 31st, June the 1st. You can stop on by Alton Little Theater. Dear God.
She had slight relations with the
You
dolphin.
won't have to worry about princesses. You don't have to worry about none of that. At Alton Little... God dang. Alton Little Theater, May 31st through June the 9th. Princes, and not two naughty villains. Their cabaret concert plus. Have you seen Nick the Pancake Guy, in all seriousness?
I knew a dude named Dan the Pancake Man.
Nick the Pancake Guy puts on a whole show like Disney World and makes these pancakes for the kids, throws them around.
Totally met a guy who did that.
That's super. Well, Alton Little Theater, they're doing that May 31st for the kids to kind of start the summer off with the not Disney, but you know, the Mouse Ears Company, Princesses, Princes, and Not Two Naughty Villains Cabaret Concert. You can go to altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. Get your tickets to the show May 31st, June 7th on the evenings, and matinees at 2 p.m. They changed it. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. June 1st, 2nd, 8th, and the 9th. You go to altonlittletheater.org. Get your tickets for the Pancake Man or just for the cabaret concert. Plus, they got Oliver the musical coming up, Making God Laugh. Plus, they're doing Rocky Horror Picture on Halloween night at midnight. At midnight on Halloween.
They have the whole cast?
They're doing the whole thing.
Well, it looks like that's what we're gonna be doing because that's like I've always wanted to.
Same here.
I saw The Room by Tommy Wiseau with Tommy Wiseau in the room.
Oh, that would have been cool.
It was nuts, dude. That guy was crazy. I got to hear him say, Lisa, you're tearing us apart. And then, like, I got to throw spoons at him. I love modern America, man.
It's
You get
fun.
to throw spoons at people.
You're getting spooned. Okay. At Alton Little Theater, you can see all of these shows by going to altonlittletheater.org, altonlittletheater.org, or join Lee Cox and I on the first and last Thursday of each month where we dive into the local staple that is Alton Little Theater with Theater Thursday right here on RiverBender.com. Top of the hour news. Scott Isringhausen joins us next.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. 10:03, welcome back. 28th day of May hitting you on a Tuesday right here on RiverBender.com. CJ Nasello, it is our daily show. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week. And on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Alton first. The 157th annual Alton Memorial Day Parade was once again a resounding success. It featured massive participation and attendance, sponsored by the East End Improvement Association. Yet again, spokesperson Steve Schwartz said, quote, praised the turnout and highlighted the increased number of military vehicles. And this year they introduced new elements, including a pre-parade national anthem performance, an aerial 21-gun salute, and a helicopter flyby, all of which were well received by the crowd. The event was staged at Alton Middle School with support from the Optimist Club and the Growth Association, and local authorities and volunteers ensured the safety, and they cleaned up swiftly while the parade showcased prominent community figures. And we honored a few of our area veterans as the parade marshals as we remembered those who paid the ultimate sacrifice yesterday. Also, in regards to Memorial Day, Richard Baird is the organizer of the annual Memorial Sunset Ceremony and a wonderful man here in the city of Alton. And this takes place at the National Cemetery, and he reassures attendees that despite the ongoing construction, the event proceeded as planned in front of the regularly scheduled area. And Baird's a Vietnam veteran and expressed that some could think the event would have been canceled with the construction going on, but the event marked its 19th year, and the ceremony began at 6:30 p.m. yesterday. It's a beautiful ceremony. We'll have photos and all of that to recap the event tomorrow in that newscast. In sports, the Father McGivney baseball team faced a tough challenge against Jacksonville Route Catholic in the Class 1A Super Sectional at Lincoln Land Community College on Monday. Now, both teams, ranked number 1 and 2 in their classes, entered with 30-plus wins. The game remained tied at 1 apiece until the 8th inning when Route scored 3 runs to win 4-1 and securing a trip to the state tournament. But congratulations to Father McGivney, who closes their season at 34-5. One final bit of news for you today. Heroic Adventures in Edwardsville is hosting a week-long fundraiser on May 26th through June the 1st to support Brown Bag Buddies, an organization that provides sack lunches to students during summer. Customers can round up their purchases and participate in gaming events with entry fees and donations benefiting the cause. Brown Bag Buddies, which operates under the Gwinnett Food Pantry, saw a 44% increase last year, providing over 7,200 lunches. Owner Tony and director of Brown Bag Buddies, Lynette, hope to raise $28,000 to meet the growing needs as food prices rise. Community involvement is encouraged, and more details are available on their social media pages. It's 74 degrees at 10:07, but real quick, are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery, a life free from addiction? It's possible, and it starts with our friends at Centerstone. Centerstone's a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages, and with a commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives, they use evidence-based practices in their treatment program. So this means the recovery care plan is developed for you, based on the latest science. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will be that constant guiding force for you on your recovery journey. You can visit recoverwithus.org or call 1-877-HOPE-123 to learn more, or join Centerstone and myself at 9:20 tomorrow as we tackle this very important topic.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Heath. This is where I am today. Let me show you how I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sitting in the sun, I'm sure it'll hit me when I walk through that door tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Oh, looky there.
Not that close, are you? Hey, you're going to be having a lot of bites on June the 8th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the 35th annual Two Rivers Family Fishing Fair. Scott Isringhausen in the studio. Man, 35 years in the making. Now, after the first one, did you think it'd go on this long?
I didn't know, but I hoped it would. So
this is incredible. And we talked before we got in the studio, man, about as a kid, I remember going with my dad, my older brother, and going and seeing that big old fish tank and grabbing one of those fishing rods and playing the game with the magnets and all of that.
We're going to have all that there plus more this year for sure. So them things will be there. Now, actually going to be 2 aquariums instead of 1 this year.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious.
That's really cool. Now, you've done this since you brought the event to its inception, correct?
I did. I started with a gentleman from the Fish and Wildlife Service, but started it, 35 years ago, so a long time ago.
What was the reason?
You weren't even born yet.
I wasn't even thought of. What was the reasoning behind it? Was there something like this going on in the area, or was this the first of its kind?
It's really the first of its kind that I know of. The guy from the Fish and Wildlife Service talking about hunting and fishing days, free fishing days, in any way. He decided that we wanted to, kind of have an event. And, like I said, it started out small. The original year, maybe 2 years, but the first year for sure was over adjacent to the river. And then we moved it into the, over by the lodge and the lawn and the lodge. So, but yes.
Well, and now 35 years ago, what year was that?
It was 1990.
Oh, man. So how did you guys manage the flood? Did you have it during the flood of 93?
93, we were able to have it. It was pretty unique because it was high, then it went down, and then it really came up after that. So
really?
So there's been a couple years. Well, we had to cancel it 1 year during COVID.
Oh, right.
And we've had to cancel it, I think, 2 times it has been canceled. And 1 year, actually the year after COVID, we moved it to the fall in October, so hopefully it'd be a little bit safer. So one time it was in the fall, it was in October, but the rest of the times it's been this exact weekend, which is 2 weekends after Memorial Day. So anyway, that's what we do.
That's really cool. And it's great to see all these different events taking place too. I got to ask you right off the bat, Fetch and Fish, what's happening here with this dog show?
Well, you're talking about that aquarium. You probably remember that aquarium. It's the same guy. Comes from Oklahoma, and he'll do seminars and programs at the top of that aquarium. But in addition to that, he'll actually jump them dogs inside that aquarium and splash the kids. I mean, it's awesome.
That's really cool. Okay, that's awesome. And now,
so how much of that do you remember is what I want to know.
Oh, not very. I don't remember what I had for breakfast today, Scott. This is going to be a little hazy, but we're going to get through this together. Now, I can tell you this: I did win a pole 1 year. I do remember coming back with a fishing pole or something. I don't know what I won though.
Well,
Dad, you're watching this show right now. Help me out here. Throwing a lifeline.
Every single child which attends 7 of the 30-some activities actually leaves with a prize.
That's
Whether it be
what-
a fishing pole, tackle box, they will all leave with something. So where else can you go for a free event?
Well, and too, Scott, can I tell you, I know for a fact that after that is when we started fishing more together, and we went out on the, we did things on the banks of the river sometimes, life vest and all, going out there, and then even going to, Lewis and Clark when they still let you fish out there and catch some bluegill, throw them back, and it really made more of an opportunity for us to get outside together.
Well, and you know what? That's the whole thing. Especially in today's world, everybody wants to play on the cell phones, wants to look at the computers. They don't want to get outside.
I was in Las Vegas, Scott. We're in Vegas, and people are more focused on their phones than the people walking by. And I'm like, you guys are missing some beautiful people, but you're too busy playing Candy Crush to worry about it.
That's crazy, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
It's crazy, though.
I mean, the world is so different. And, when we started in the beginning, that wasn't so much the problem. But in today's world, it really is. Kids they don't want to go outside.
Let me ask you this. How many times is now in this generation do you hear some, kid talk about maybe the first time they held a fishing pole?
Well, and that's true. And you know what? I used to be the interpreter out of Prairie Marquette State Park, and I still do a lot of programs there as well. But, you can go into, say, Grafton grade school or have them come to the park for a program. You'll have them say, how many kids have been to Prairie Marquette State Park? And I guarantee you there will be 8 or 10 kids out of a class that's truly never been there. And that's, they're 7 or 8 miles away from it. So
Exactly. And maybe this spurs that, because I know that it really led to me finding a love for fishing, just going to the fair. And that's what, heck, I still remember what color my tackle box was and all my favorite lure and all that stuff that we used. And even I remember going to the store and picking out my first tackle box, my first equipment with my dad. That's how much I remembered from.
But that's pretty neat, isn't it? It really is.
Oh,
and
God.
hopefully, if you save a couple kids from getting on the street or doing something bad, this is a great opportunity for sure.
And around here's a really cool fishing community too. And you know more about it than I do, but seeing the folks lined up and down the river during the summer in the morning is the coolest thing for me in the evenings. And seeing folks in different parks coming together, just enjoying.
It is, and this Lock and Dam area right here.
Yep.
The catfishing out here is phenomenal. Not so much maybe for young kids, but getting out there in the boat. It's. This is one of the best catfishing fisheries in the whole United States.
That's why Twisted Cat keeps coming back each and every year, because that tournament's pulling some big numbers.
Well, they're going to be here at the fishing fair.
Are they really? No, I didn't.
Yeah, the Twisted Cat Outdoors, the Alex Nagy with the Twisted Cat Outdoors is going to be there with his boat for people to look at. But in addition to that, every single kid actually that does the activities actually gets to drop a little thing in the raffle bucket, and they get a chance at a free fishing trip with Alex for 2 people for 6 hours. And then in addition to that, they get a $100 gift card from Farm and Home. So yes, the Twisted Cat Outdoors is involved in the fishing fair. Yes,
involved, man. They're a part of it. They are part of it. Yes. Well, and too, if I would have, I do get paid for a living to do this job, Scott. If I would have read line 3, I would have known that Twisted Cat would have been here. But it's really cool to see all these new additions too, because what I think's cool is, number one, I don't know how you do it after 35 years to find something new to at least grab in and be a part of the event, because to me it'd be like, well, we're set, we've done it, we know what's happening. Why do you? Is it always something you try to do to find something?
I try to do something new, and this being the 35th year, I really wanted to try to add something big, and I've added a couple new, really big things, or I think big.
Yeah.
Number one, the Lumberjack Show. Have you heard of the Lumberjack Show before? Ever heard of it before?
So I've seen. Is those the folks that are on logs and stuff?
Yeah, on logs. Yeah. They climb up the trees and they try to knock people off logs and throw. But yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. They come from the state of Florida, and these are the same people. If you've ever been to Conservation World up at the State Fair, but it's the same group of people. So I'm really excited about having them here. This may never happen again.
We gotta film that. We gotta get somebody up there. That would be cool. That's one of the, because I've seen those shorts on Facebook, and man, they go at it with you. It's fun.
Do. It really is. It's so entertaining. Yes, it really, and that's kind of for the whole entire family. Not necessarily the fishing part, but mom and dad, grandpa or grandma, they're going to get a kick out of the Lumberjack Show for sure.
Yeah, and now take me through the professional crappie fishermen and entertainers.
Yeah, and that's also new. And I mentioned that we're going to have a second aquarium. You mentioned the first aquarium. We have a state aquarium, which will be like the one that you saw with the dog shows, but they're going to fill that up with crappie. And these folks actually come from Oklahoma as well. And I've never met them before, so I don't know a whole lot about them. From what I've heard, they're super entertaining, and they're very knowledgeable on crappie fishing, and they're going to be doing programs and seminars on crappie and crappie fishing. And if you've ever watched, for your listeners, if you ever watched the big, huge crappie events that they have in the United States, like they are actually the MCs that actually speak at them. So I'm super excited to see them here at the Fishing Fair this year for sure.
It's just incredible. It's super cool. I mean, there's a lot of things for not just children, but for adults too. I mean, that lumberjack competition, that's for really anybody to go and enjoy. It
really is. I've seen them at the State Fair, and I'm super impressed with them. And they're great entertainers, and they do a good job. And yeah, I think for people from Jersey, Madison, Macoupin County that never really get a chance to go to the State Fair or see something pretty fabulous, I think people are really going to like the lumberjack shows. And I think, don't quote me on this, make sure you look it up, but I think the times of the lumberjack show is going to be 11, 1, and 3 on the day of the event. I'm not positive about that, but I think.
And just stay up to date and find that information out by what website do they go to for that?
You can just go to the Illinois Department of Natural Resources or just type in Prairie Marquette State Park. If you just want to call the park, it's 618-786-3323.
That was impressive. I can always tell when I'm talking to somebody that's been there for quite a while. And that was right off the top of your head. That was cool.
Well, maybe I lied to you. I don't know.
No, I counted the numbers on this on our script here. Now, Camel the Clown making his return.
Camel the Clown will be here. And do you remember the Camel the Clown
Yep,
when you were little?
I do.
Same guy. And again, we're all getting older, so this could be it for some of us and for Camel the Clown. I'm not saying that it will, but yeah, if you've never seen him, he's full of energy and so entertaining for the kids and the adults alike.
Well, and Keaton and Les going to be there too.
Yeah, no, that's the crappie people.
Oh,
that's the crappie people. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was.
Nope, they're the crappie people.
I'm reading my lines wrong,
Well,
Scott.
that's all right.
I do get paid for a living normally, but seriously, getting into this, what I think's cool is like you just said, Scott. Everyone's kind of getting a little bit older, but I think it's great that the passion for the event's still there, to where everyone's still coming together and really putting out all the stops for it. It's not just, all right, put the poster together and send it out. I mean, you're really a part of the event.
Well, and you are, and it's been going on for a long time, and it wouldn't be possible, like kind of you said, it takes so many people to make this thing happen. So, the volunteers, the sponsors, the ConocoPhillips, the county boards, the state farms, just everybody that truly is a partner in this, the Army Corps of Engineers, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, for sure.
100%. And now also on that date, food and drinks on site, 30. Outdoor educational activities.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
30? Okay, good. I was guessing.
But yeah, maybe a little bit more than 30. I don't know the exact number. It said 30 in there, but it's going to be, usually it's 33, 34, but I know in the flyer it says 30, but somewhere around that. And do you remember the trout pond? You come in there? So same people are going to be at the trout pond that have been there whenever you came.
Bluegill stew?
We'll have the bluegill pond as well. And we actually, since you've been there, we've got a new bluegill pond. We made the other pond bigger, and with the bluegill pond, you can actually catch a bluegill and actually have a picture taken with your first fish called First Fish Photo, which has been there for a while. I don't know if it maybe wasn't there when you were there, but anyway, that's something that we do. But this trout pond, and you can kind of tell them a little bit as well, but there will be some 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pound trout in this pond, and the kids can actually catch a trout, take it and have the fish cleaned, then they can actually eat the fish that they just caught, which so go from catching a fish to cleaning a fish to eating it. Now, but I want to share a little story. I had a little girl a couple of years ago that I told them I was going to clean their fish, and they thought I was going to wash it off, and that's not what happened. When we started cutting the skin off and the head off, she wasn't real happy.
Oh, no!
So.
Well, it's good to learn the life cycle.
But that is right, yes.
Well, and too, it goes so much further than that for kids, because if you can really open them up to that process, it's not foreign whenever you're growing up and you aren't scared of things, and I don't know how many grown men are scared of holding a fish once you catch it, Scott, but we've all been through this.
People have gotten a fish hook in their finger before.
That's true. That's different.
It can happen.
But just to be aware of those things and be opened up to it.
Well, you're right. Kids today and adults alike, they think that this food in the grocery store just magically shows up.
It's printed.
It comes from somewhere.
It's printed.
Yeah.
Just print it off a printer, But just to see that and realize it's not gross. It's not. There's a little bit of some fun that comes with it, but it's just part of the process. There's nothing weird about it.
No, 100%.
And Scott, what's the most important part about this event for you? As you've done this for 35 years now, what's the most important part of it for why you keep doing this?
Well, the main reason is kind of like we talked a little bit earlier in the program and off the air a little bit. My job as the urban fishing coordinator is to truly get kids hooked on the outdoors or hooked on fishing. But again, I think it's so important, and even much more important today, to get the kids outdoors. And again, if you can help people be off the streets and realize that fishing is a very fun family thing that you can do with somebody as really young or somebody that's old like me that can do it for the whole entire life. But
Right.
yes, I feel a deep passion to try to help educate kids about the outdoors and truly get them outside.
Absolutely. And folks, for more information, you can call 618-786-3323. That's 618-786-3323 and learn more about the Two River Family Fishing Fair if you really need to. Because for so many, I'm sure you see family after family of generations coming through each and every year. That's probably really cool to see too.
It is, and you mentioned it was maybe 15 years ago when you came, but now we're seeing people that bringing their kids there that when I started. So it's a tradition that's been going on for a long time, and I'm hoping it continues to go on for a long time.
Well, I'm hoping my nephews can make it out there. That'd be great for them to go by on June the 8th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. That's a Saturday. And bring everyone. Bring the little ones and really just make a day out of it. And then when you're done, either stop by Grafton and go to Pierre Marquette or even just wander on back down to Alton and have some more fun,
Exactly. And, the drive, I know your listeners but, the drive from Alton to Grafton is just fabulous. I don't know of really a prettier place in the whole entire United States.
I was talking to Drew Ashworth, who was up playing the Blues Festival 2 weekends ago, and he was talking about that. He goes, I live in Georgia, but I make it a point to drive the river road each time because we don't get that type of scenery anywhere else, and it really is a special place.
And really, especially when the leaves start changing and maybe see an eagle fly down there and catch a fish, and it's just spectacular.
Well, and
it really
we got
is.
some rain this year, so the leaves are going to be beautiful this fall. I have no doubt about it now, because last year we had a really dry spring, it seemed like.
We did, and that does impact the leaves for sure, especially getting into August and September and it's dry. But if these rains keep continuing and everything is all ideal, we should have a great year for the fall foliage for sure.
Now I got one last question. What's the best fishing spot around?
Well, I can't tell everything.
I know, dang it. I always want to ask just in case.
Well, I'll tell you where the best spot really is. Where the fish are biting, that's where you want to go.
Good answer.
A little farm pond north of Brighton.
Oh, dang it. I got to know more. I got to ask. I can't even ask then. All I know is that you can experience the Fetch and Fish Dog Show, that 4,000-gallon aquarium, Twisted Cat Outdoors, Les and Keaton, Stan Stifer?
I think. I don't know if I might be pronouncing that wrong too, but that's how I pronounce it.
We just go with it and smile in the media business. Paul Bunyan, Lumberjack Show, Camel the Clown, foods, drinks on site, that trout and bluegill pond, free gifts, prizes, plus free fishing poles, bait, supplies provided, 30-plus outdoor educational vendors, all taking place at Pierre Marquette State Park, June the 8th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, you can call 618-786-3323. Scott, am I forgetting anything?
I want to say one more thing if I can. Talking about that trout pond, at the end of the day, and maybe you did this, but we lower that water down, and the kids, whatever fish are left, they get to catch them fish by hand. So if you want to come later in the day, bring an old pair of shorts and plan on getting wet, and actually, we call this noodling. That's what so we're kind of a little noodling demonstration for the kids to catch whatever fish are left in that trout pond.
Man, that's really cool. I didn't get to be a part. I must have left early that day.
Yeah, your mom and dad's probably mean to you. They wouldn't let you come.
I must have been throwing a temper tantrum or something, Who knows? We hope to see you there. And for more information, just give that number a call, 786-3323, a 618 in front of it. And stop by. I hope to see you there on June the 8th for the Two River Family Fishing Fair now in its 35th year.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Man, you know I've always been your biggest fan. Now I can't even listen, 'cause I'll get to missing her, then the hurt gets worse. Damn straight. I used to love your songs, but now every time that one comes on, my heart gets broken.
Welcome back, 10:31. That's the time on this Tuesday morning, the 28th day of May. And damn straight, Scotty McCreary coming into town. Get your tickets at metrotakes.com. And that'll be a fun one coming up in August. But coming up June the 17th through the 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Godfrey Summer Camp in partnership with the Boy Scouts at Camp Warren Levis. This is cool. How are we doing today, guys?
Doing great.
Is it warming up outside? It was kind of cold this morning, I'm not going to lie.
It's a beautiful day.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
I got to quit complaining then. I'm getting my mullet cut here in a couple of hours, so I'm trying to test what humidity hairspray I use, you know? So this is really cool. Right off the bat, guys, how did this all come about? And really, this is something wonderful for the youth in our community to have a different outlet this summer to go and really learn maybe some different outdoor activities, plus some STEM opportunities, and just a bunch of fun along the way, too.
I think CJ, the way it started was Tony and Chris and I and Steve Thompson and others were actually meeting about the new bike trail that Godfrey's building. And part of that bike trail is going to go across camp property. And during those conversations and working on the easement that we needed, the idea came up about Godfrey having a summer camp program at Camp Warren Levis for kids that are not traditional scouts. And it just, we talked about it for about a year or so. and start planning and putting it together, and here we are today.
Is this a good opportunity maybe for a young child, whether they're boy or girl, that knows, hey, I have some interest in scouting, whether it's Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or you name it. Is this a good way for maybe them to test the waters a little bit, see if some of these activities fit them, and whether or not they want to go a little bit further too?
Definitely.
Absolutely. A lot of the programs they're going to do are not necessarily unique to scouting, but something that's very much a part of the scouting program. So, as you said, they're going to get to come out and get to do it at a camp that's hosted camps like this for literally 100 years. This is the 100-year anniversary of the camp, and I'm going to have a good time with it.
Man, talking about some way to celebrate the big 100. I like that. That's cool. And now, Chris, this seems like a really just a hand-in-hand type of collaboration, really, with the camp, because what better opportunity that's something a little bit different, too, for, Godfrey residents and their youth.
It's a win-win. It's a really neat program, and I'm glad we could get this thing on the ground and rolling, because Godfrey has a number of programs that we offer, the community youth, but something like this, we simply don't have the resources. And Camp Warren Levis is such a beautiful piece of property, and the infrastructure in place there, they're like Tony said, they've been running camps there for 100 years. This is what they do, and kids are going to get to do something in Godfrey a little bit different than what maybe they're accustomed to. And I think they're going to love it. It's really, really going to be fun.
And not to step on your toes there, but great point, because I'm going to be honest with you. I lived in Godfrey since I was 8 years old, and I've actually never been inside Camp Warren Levis. And I bet there's a lot of younger, kids out there, and even parents that have never really stepped inside the grounds and really got to see what all the hype's about, because it's beautiful.
CJ, I think June the 17th through the 20th will be a perfect opportunity for you to come out to camp, see camp in action. It's a great property, 280 acres, really in the middle of town.
Yeah.
And it's unusual for a Boy Scout camp or like that to be right in the middle of town. But when you get out there, it's like you're in the middle of, nowhere. The kids ought to have a blast.
What I think's cool too is it's for the youth, and really to learn a little bit more about their area outside of the camp, and realize that go ahead and walk diagonal and end up in Summersfield somewhere, or Summerfield somewhere, and all that, and see how it all ties in too, and realize that, like you said, an oasis really of 200 acres just lodged in the middle of a suburban area is just wonderful. And now the bike path, is that coming in this year? Is that being done already? Am I behind?
We've started phase 1 of the project.
Okay, cool.
The portion that's going to go across the camp property is phase 3. That's to be determined, but it's again, we're so thankful the scouts have been willing to work with us, and again, that's something that's also going to bring more traffic and eyes to the camp. So we want it's best for everyone. I spent a lot of time there. I was in the scouts as a kid, and I spent a lot of time in the camp. It's beautiful. It's a great place to spend a weekend camping or summer at summer camp, and the kids are, again, I think it's going to be a home run.
Well, and Kevin, we've talked before about the benefits that your sons have received from the Scouts, and I mean, and they're going to be a part of the summer camp as well. Is that true?
Well, they'll probably be out there a little bit in the evening.
Oh, evening. Okay, sorry about that.
Their careers have taken off, so they're
it's a tragedy.
I'm telling you what, though, kudos to, and not to patronize you, but I see everything on Facebook, and they're really achieving some awesome stuff.
They're great kids, and they really enjoy camp. They've been out there for many years. KJ was the boating director or lakefront director. Jonathan worked with the STEM and ecology program out there. I know they'll still be out there in the evening probably, but not so much during the daytime as they have in the past.
But the benefit they got from being in the Boy Scouts, huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, they use those skills every single day, and they met friends that they'll have for life.
And what's the big trip? I always forget. My girlfriend at the time, her brother went to out in, was it Colorado? The
Jamboree.
What park is that at? What's the big park called? Or the
you go to Philmont.
Philmont, yes. And just hearing stories, because I never was in Scouts, but hearing about some of those stories about making that big trip and just some of the friendships and relationships developed are really cool. And now part of that gets brought to the summer camp, where you learn a little bit of some of that camaraderie and all the good stuff that, especially now today, the youth need, really. Collaboration.
Absolutely.
And, how does STEM go hand in hand with outdoor activities? Because I find this conversation fascinating. And Tony, Chris, Kevin, anyone that wants to take it, the floor is yours, Senators. How does it tie in?
I'd like to compliment them, because the addition of the STEM portion of this camp and to their programs they've 100%. Been doing is just an example of the Scouts being willing to adapt and stay relevant and continue to have a thriving program and realize this is something that's popular right now. How can we incorporate it into the core values of what we offer and improve our program overall? And they've done that. So I think it's fantastic.
We've been fortunate with our council. We actually have a whole STEM department, and their whole role is to build the programs that have really been around in scouting for as long as scouting's been around. We just never called it STEM until about 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And then kind of redoing some of the curriculum to make it something that parents and families could really look at as a way to help their son or their daughter learn about those fields and still in a scouting way. So it's a really big part of it.
Well, it amazes. We were just talking to Scott Isringhausen for the Two Rivers Family Fishing Fair, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks. And, we had a conversation about just the number of people that, not even kids, but now folks my age that have never even held a fish before, and it's one of those things where, initially I kind of smile and go, how have you never done this? But if it's such a growing thing, let's bring it to the youth and let them become more familiarized with it and realize it's okay to be outside and put your darn cell phone away,
It's fine. I mean, there's kids that attend our camps that have never caught a fish before, like you said.
Yeah.
And now they're going out to Camp Warren Levis, where our lake it's a great lake. We have bass, we have crappie, we have bluegill, there's catfish.
Any 5-pound trout out there?
I doubt there's any 5-pound trout, but you never know. Anything's possible, right?
That's true.
And so they have a great time, and that's actually a part of the STEM program is the fishing program they have out there.
100%. Well, and what I'm looking at too for the 17th, 18th, and 19th, and the 20th, that's 4 days. I don't count very well. That's dangerous when you have a media guy count. It's $125 per camper with lunch included each day. You can't beat that. No. I mean, if you honestly add that up and you break it down, you're probably going to spend that just 4 days with your kids being alone or what have you, with food, you name it, just to get through while you're working during the summer anyway.
You're right.
Hand in hand.
It's a great deal. Everything you get to do out there for that week, 4 days, you can't beat it.
Well, and too, this is for scouts or non-scouts too, and that's a good thing to point out, just so you realize that if you aren't in the local scout troops around here, it's all good. You can still be a part of this and really just have your son or daughter just enjoy these 4 days being outside in nature, and that's what it's all about. Because, it's funny, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, Chris. I might have told you, I don't know, I'll just say it again. The listeners have heard it 400 times. I had dial-up until 2010 at my house. Like that was internet was not a thing. I still knew what it was like when your parents were on the landline and it was time to get off the internet because I had to make a phone call. And I'm, a millennial. But I had the opportunity to grow up outside in the bluffs because our house was right up into La Vista Trail. So I'd go out there all the time, and I never had a cell phone until I was in 8th grade. And that's where my childhood was spent, and I loved every bit of it. And I just wish more youth would take up opportunities like this and get out there.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity, great experience. The things that they get to see outside.
Yeah.
They don't get to see inside, of course, and it's entirely different than watching it on TV when you actually experience it.
Well, and, Tony, as a camp staff alumni, I'm reading your shirt here. I'm just going to, kind of grab onto something. What's it like working with the youth, too? Because I did it for the Alton camp years ago when I was 14 and 15, and it really taught me a lot on how to interact with folks and also just develop some communication skills and personal skills for me. On your end of things, what was it like being a part of some of the summer camps?
It was fantastic. It's why I do what I do today.
Yeah.
Getting to work with all those teenagers and college kids now that put on these programs, and it's so rewarding because they come in and they have a work ethic that it just seems like it's hard to find, and they're applying that not just to the physical labor that it takes to run the camp, but the thought process behind creating a catchy STEM program and how they're going to teach that to young kids, and how they're going to work together to make sure that meals get served, and all these different moving parts that if you watch a scout camp staff do it, it's like it's just built into what they do. And it's really neat to see that all come together in a way that provides this really valuable program, and we just kind of take advantage of the fact that they just make it happen.
Yep. Yeah, and they work from like 6 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
I know,
so
it's a
long day, but they have a good time while they're there. They're building those friends, and they're learning skills, and they, believe me, we hear about it a lot, and it's a great opportunity for our staff because those kids that they touch today are leaders tomorrow.
100%. You guys have a moment to stick around? I got to pay one last bill. real quick.
Go right ahead.
10:43, a little bit of change. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the Godfrey Summer Camp running June the 17th through the 20th at 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at Camp Warren Levis. We'll learn more about the activities, ways you can sign up. $125 per camper includes lunch. Try to find a better deal. I'll be waiting right after this commercial break for you to fill me in, but you won't.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
It's a thing still, you know. You guys couldn't hear that conference. Welcome back, 1047. And Godfrey Summer Camp, ages 7 to 11. I probably should have hit on that earlier. I do get paid for a living. I probably should have clarified. Ages 7 to 11 years old. And now, are the activities going to be geared for, if you're 7, that activity is going to be kind of geared towards you, or is it geared towards everybody, regardless of their age, for each activity?
Pretty much everybody for every activity.
Okay.
Our staff is, for the scout programs we do, used to delivering that from scouts anywhere from 6 up to 10 years old. So it'll really complement what they're doing throughout the whole summer.
Really cool. And what I think's a good call to action too is for parents. And I've done this with soccer camps that are overnight. Some parents are hesitant if it is an overnight camp. This one isn't. You get the opportunity at 9 a.m. to say so long to your little one. Then at 4 p.m. you get to pick them up, whether or not you work or not. If you don't, you get a day to clean the house and then pick it back up the next day. Or if you're working, you just make sure you know that your child is being taken care of in a very safe manner and learning some really important tools.
And if they're not working, they're welcome to sign up and participate as well.
Really
so we'd
cool.
love to have the parents out there helping also.
Are you looking for volunteers or just parents?
Tony?
We'd love to have any parents come that would like
Any
to
parents.
attend with it. That's always helpful to have parents around. Naturally, our staff will take care of most of it, but any parents that can join are more than welcome to.
It's just
Really
nice
cool.
to have that additional support from the parents there to help with the kids and everything. So
Well, and going back to what I just said, Kev, some of those parents, let's be honest, have probably not done some of those things either, and it could be an opportunity for them to learn too in a way that doesn't make them feel a little bit, embarrassed. Because I've seen times when a little, one asks their dad or mom, hey, can we go fishing? And they say no, not because they don't want to go, but because they don't know how. And it's just the truth. So to go and learn this, it might be a way to do that too.
And sometimes they have skills that we don't know about. It's surprising how many times I'll talk to somebody and they'll be on an activity and they'll say, well, I'm an Eagle Scout. And we had no clue.
Really?
And they're, they're there, they know these skills and they could pitch right in to help right there.
We do have a very vast scouting community around here. That's a good point to make too, Kevin. There are a lot of folks that have, done really well in the scouts, and it's really good to highlight that too. I didn't think about that.
That's true. We have a lot of farmer scouts here, current scouts, and a lot of Eagle Scouts that we don't know about. That we, just in conversation, there was a local attorney that I was talking to one day, and he made a comment about enjoying scouts, and then he brought up the fact that he was an Eagle Scout. Then he talked about being a lodge chief for the Order of the Arrow, but it was all up north, it wasn't around here. So, something that we didn't know in the community. That is kind of cool.
That is really cool. And, Chris, going forward, I know that you guys have been looking to do more with, summer activities. And with camps like this, I'm sure it allows you to, keep with them with, Boy Scouts taking up most of the load and kind of doing the distribution and getting out there and doing the camp. It gives you guys some more creative time to really put some more thoughts out there, whether they're for activities or more of the big projects you guys got coming down, because you guys have been really moving this last year and a half for people who haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice program. And it's a great collaboration with the Scouts, because we, like I said, are able to kind of funnel some of the families through our programs and let them know, hey, there are other opportunities, specifically this outdoor rec that may not be related to bats and balls or gloves or hoops, something that kids really ought to be given an opportunity to do. And there's no one better at it than the Scouts. So
you're right,
we're
man.
really happy. It really just makes sense.
Well, and that's such a good point too, because I was always a kid that loved sports. So I was playing soccer and baseball. By the time I was 8, I was playing soccer literally full time, or 9 years old, I think. But there's kids that don't like sports, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with not liking sports, but they want to be outside. They want to fish. They want to shoot bow and arrow. They want to do something that's not kicking a ball into a net, and to provide an opportunity for that through the Park and Rec program and through this collaboration with the Boy Scouts is the win. I mean, the win. Now, is this the first year we've done this?
It is the very first year.
So this is even more exciting, and you already got quite a bit signed up, it seems like.
I think it's a great, healthy number for first time camp. This program, it's going to be great, and we're hoping that we can keep building on it every year.
Now, do you have a cutoff date for registration? I know I asked you that, but you can sign up until about what, June, the week of June 17th?
Yeah, I'd say about the middle of the week before. Gives us a few business days to make sure we have everything we need for the camp to go on. But literally, or pretty much just want to make sure everybody that wants to attend can.
I got that date. June the 12th. What is kind of ballpark that? That's the Wednesday before the summer camp. Is that kind of what your thoughts are?
Yep.
Perfect. And then that way you can sign up. Now, there is a QR code, or you can visit godfreyil.org for more information on the summer camp. And registration, folks, is just $125 per person. And what I think is even more amazing about this is that out there, literally next in River Air, right behind River Air, you could hike, swim, fish, do some target sports, outdoor games, water activities, do some STEM activities, all of that literally in a suburban area for the most part, we think, but don't realize the sprawling acreage that's really back there waiting for us.
That's right.
And Kevin, what's your favorite part about the property that maybe some parents, maybe some little ones can get interested and excited about too?
Well, I think my favorite part of the property is our lake.
Yeah.
It is so much fun to
I've
go
heard
out
that.
there and to fish. It's canoe. There's just all the activities around the lake. I think that'd be my favorite spot. The other part that I really like is the shooting sports.
Yeah.
So going down to the rifle range, being able to shoot, it is really a lot of fun.
I didn't like how you had those clay targets of me out there, though.
Well, it's just something about that face of CJ being on those clay targets that helps you hit them.
Perfect scores all the way around. No,
you mentioned clay targets. On the 4th of May, we had the Sporting Clays event.
Yeah.
At Nilo Farms to benefit the Boy Scouts, and we raised over $20,000 that day to benefit the Scouts in Camp Warren Levis.
That's huge.
It is.
Was that your goal this year, or was that just something you hit?
Well, our goal is always to do better than the previous year, so
good.
that was our goal, and we did. So we raised about $5,000 more this year than we did last year.
That's good for you guys. That's really a great problem.
We just appreciate our sponsors. Our sponsors came through. The shooters were there. Everybody had a great time.
And Tony, as we're moving through this conversation, take me through your role with the Scouts, and take me through your day to day for a little bit of background on what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I serve as the Director of Camping Services for the Greater St. Louis Area Council, and we cover 63 counties between Missouri and Illinois. And between those counties, we have 6 camps. Camp Warren Levis being one of those. I'm very fortunate to have that. So in my role, I get to manage all those camps, working with our team of rangers that take care of the properties, hiring the seasonal staff that put on the summer programs, and making sure that all that's being done and being done safely. So it's really it's a full-time job for sure.
You're going to have it. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, though, what can municipalities, what can the community expect, as this is our first time doing this non-Scout summer camp open to the general public? What can they expect from this one and going forward, just based off of your experience working with the different municipalities, did you say 36 counties?
63.
Oh, my dyslexia kicked it. 63 counties. You definitely have some experience working in this field. What can we expect out of it?
I think you can expect to continue to see creative ways that we want to help build our camps, the use of them, that is. And one of the really unique things with Warren Levis, as we discussed, is its proximity to a community and a population. Most of our camps are actually fairly far removed from a town or a city, so you don't necessarily have a bunch of people right there. So we're looking at our camps and, what unique programs can we offer? And for Warren Levis, one of those is a day camp such as this, because they can be there in 10 minutes, drop off their child, pick them back up. It's not an issue. It's not a 2-hour trip.
That's huge. Well, and too, you don't have to worry. And that's the big thing anymore, is just if you turn on the local news or the national news, parents worry all the time. And I don't blame them. I'd be worried too. But whenever you have a literal safe spot, a local landmark, where people do know Warren Levis. They might not have ever been inside the campgrounds, but we know the name and we know where it's located. You know that your child's safe and they're learning and they're doing something that's productive this summer instead of just, pulling their sister's pigtails or doing whatever else they want to do. And now, Tony, going forward, is there ever an opportunity where, if this goes well for the next couple of years where, and it's full, you look to add more dates? Has that ever happened?
Absolutely, and certainly something that, not to put the cart in front of the horse, but things are looking pretty positive this year, and we could certainly foresee next year even having 2 sessions to make sure that, it's not just about trying to get 500 kids into the camp at one session, but, do smaller ones, make it a really good experience. So.
And I think that another thing to bring over, too, is this camp is not just open to Godfrey residents. It's open to residents in the entire region. So everybody's welcome. And the other thing, too, is talk about our property and getting more usage of it. The property's there, for other groups to use also. So if you have an organization, a church group, a business meeting, some type of community activity that you think our property would be good for, it's there. You're welcome to come out. use the facility, there is a process, there is a fee that goes along with that, of course. But our lodge has a fully functional kitchen, commercial kitchen in there. It's a large space. We have a winter lodge or space that we use that can be used for meetings as well. The pool's there. And so there's a lot of if outside groups want to use the property, that opportunity is out there for them. When we'd love to see those outside groups come in, use it, and be able to experience that 280 acres that we have.
You learn something new every day, Kevin. I feel kind of silly for not knowing that. That's good to know. And what's the best way to reach out again?
The best way is to contact the Greater St. Louis Area Council. And Tony, you probably have the phone number off the top of your head, but I don't.
You can call 314-361-0600 or just email help@stlbsa.org.
That was impressive, Tony. I can see why you're in this position. That wasn't even a thought, Kevin.
Well, see, I just go to my phone and hit Tony. Yeah. So I don't know the numbers, but.
Well, and going forward, Chris, just as a whole for Park and Rec, as we have about a minute left, you guys have a lot coming down the pipeline. It's been really busy for you. A lot of really cool things are happening. But coming up down the pipeline, anything we really need to be aware of?
Well, probably our next biggest event's going to be the 4th of July Family Fun Fest fireworks show. It's on the 4th of July like it is every year. It starts about 5, and we're going to have different vendors selling this or that, food trucks. There's going to be a watermelon eating contest. We're going to give out medals to some of our T-ball coach pitch teams.
That's cool.
We got a dunk tank that hopefully we get the baseball coaches in. The kids can get back at them for maybe running a little more than they would have liked to. And then at the end of the night, 9:15, 9:30, just depending. That's when the fireworks show will start. And it's a great show. And I know that it's one of the better ones in the area.
It really is. It's nice.
Biased,
it's probably the best in the area.
All the fireworks shows are great, but we like this one a lot, and we had just a huge crowd last year, and we're expecting it again.
It truly grows each and every year, too, at Godfrey. I've noticed that, where each year a Stamper lane gets harder and harder to get out of.
We need a few more lanes.
Yeah.
It's always kind of fun, too, to sit back and watch the fireworks and also see the RiverBender drone flying around as well.
Thank you. Good plug.
Dodging explosions.
Well, and you know what I think's cool, because this is how I am. I like just to sit back and watch the families enjoy it, because I don't have a family myself right now, so it's kind of cool for me just to see the community come together and me to take the sights and sounds in that way. That's kind of how I kind of celebrate the day. And whether or not you're going for the 4th of July fireworks or you're going to godfreyil.org and getting more details on the summer camp happening June the 17th through the 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Camp Warren Levis, that's how you get that information. Oh, and also, I will not be in the dunk tank because I have hairspray, so we can't do that, and we'll be good to go.
We're going to get him in there.
Kevin, Tony, Chris, am I forgetting anything?
No, you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. We are out of time today. I will see you back here on Wednesday. That's a good thing about a nice 4-day week. We're almost halfway through it already. And, well, we'll see what happens. See how much trouble I can cause tomorrow. On that note, enjoy the day. My moat will be gone. I'm getting a haircut, and just try your best to stay out of jail. Whew.